So good evening, everybody. It was a good evening until my internet decided to break. It's not working, so yeah, we're going on 4G. This is the levels we're dealing with right now. 4G iPhone settings. So I'm going to get through this as quick as I can before I spank all my data. Do smash the likes up if you haven't, and big up everybody watching on HOTMIC, Twitch, Facebook, the lot, YouTube, all of you. You're all very important to the channel, so I do appreciate that. But we're going to go through some proper player ratings. None of these boosting players up and stuff like that. I'm just going to give proper ratings. And at the end of the day, all season I've given ratings of players that I think, based on performances per game. This is now obviously based on the whole season, and there is a lot of players in this team that are not worthy of playing for this football club. And I've said it for a long time. We know who they are. I'm coming to them in a minute. I will come back to some comments in a minute as well, but we're going to start with Leno, obviously. And I think a lot of people have been blinded by the fact that Leno's made some camera saves this season. I think a lot of people have forgotten the blunders at Tottenham at home. I think they forgot the Superman. Superman ain't saving anything when he's coming out doing Superman moves against Chelsea. And again, we controlling 1-0 up at home, and then he Supermaned it, and then 2 minutes later, they scored again and won the game. Against Tottenham, we had to fight back from 2-0 down because of 2 blunders. Over the course of the season, he has pulled out some mad saves. Some of them are camera saves, and he does love a little camera save, doesn't he, old burnt Leno? And I'll tell you something, he's back in training now. It's a fair play, he's back. Malpai's not been arrested for what happened on him, despite what our fans were saying. He didn't deliberately intend to hurt the guy. The meltdown over that one was hilarious, wasn't it? And then a week later, Eddie Nketiah tries to stamp someone, and oh, it's only because he's young. The levels of delusion, outstanding, really. Astounding, outstanding, whatever word you want to put to it. But Bernd Leno has he's had a bit of a weird season, hasn't he? Because he has been brilliant at times. Let's not get it twisted. I know I'm going in on him a little bit. But at times, he has looked an absolute liability as well. And Martinez has come in, who I'll come to in a minute. And for me, since Martinez has come in, the back four looks a little bit more solid. And I don't know whether that's because Leno's kicking's not great. I think that when we play the ball around the back, Leno don't fill me with confidence when he's got the ball at his feet, if I'm honest. When he first came in, the first season he was here, the first 10, 15 games or so, I thought, okay, cool. The first 10, 15 games that he played, I was like, okay, sweet, you're actually all right. The longer he's gone on, the more he worries me when the ball's at his feet. We look a little bit disjointed with a back four or a back five, whatever it is we go with. But I'm not going to be a complete wrong, and he has saved us a lot of points this season. He's massively overrated by our fans, though. I don't care. He's massively overrated. And if he walks back into this team over Martinez next season, if I was Martinez, I'd leave. Simple as that, because it's quite clear that no matter what Martinez does, then he ain't ever going to be the first choice, is he? And I'm going to give Leno an 8. I think he's actually had a pretty good season, to be fair. I've seen a lot of people saying that without him, we'd be in relegation zone. Well, we wouldn't, because we'd have Martinez in goal, wouldn't we? So I don't know why people come out with that one. I've seen people say the same about Aubameyang. Without Aubameyang's goals, we'd be 19th. Well, we wouldn't be playing with 10 men all season, would we? So Martinez, I'm going to score 8 as well. I think he's been brilliant. Yeah, and he's played a lot less games. I was very close to giving him a 9. Real talk, I was very close to giving him a 9. But he hasn't played enough games over a course of a season to warrant anything higher than an 8. He's come in, the results have been great. Don't get it twisted. And like I said, we have looked a lot more comfortable around the back. But I'm going to score on both 8s. And I want to see Martinez take the mantle next season. Because I do think if we play with Martinez over a course of a season, he probably will be our player of the season. Because we still concede loads of shots regardless. And he's pulled out some mad saves. And they're not camera saves. They're actually very good saves. The one from Danny Welbeck yesterday was mad. He made one against, I can't remember who it was against now. It was a free kick, top corner, great save. And he's made a lot of good saves, even in that game yesterday, not just the Welbeck one, but the Pereira one. He should have scored. But I'm going to give him both 8s. Let's move on. I'm not going to rate Macy. He ain't played. Let's move on to Maitland-Niles, right back. 7. I think he's been pretty good this season. And I think that Unai Emery played him there because obviously Hector Bellerin was injured. Freddie Ljungberg continued to play him there. Mikel Arteta came in and decided to keep playing him there until Bellerin came back. And then since then, I don't know what's happened to him, but since then, he don't really get back in the team often, does he? And when he does, he's a utility player now. It's, oh, you fit in at left back at Wolves, which he done superbly again, pocketed Adama Traore. Then he's playing like right wing, he's played centre mid, he's played right back, left back. The only positions he ain't played this season are up front and in goal. And I think that, I've said it all season, he is our best right back. I don't even think that's even a debate. He is head and shoulders our best right back. And I've said all season as well, I think he's got every attribute. He's got the physical size. He's quick. He can get forward. I know he didn't do a great deal of that yesterday, but I do think he's had a pretty damn good season considering he's been in and out the team as well. I'm going to give him a 7. Let's move on to... I'm not going to rate Cedric or Marie, by the way. They've barely played. No, actually, I might as well in it. We'll move on to Cedric. Oh dear. Scored on his debut. Come off the bench. Bosh, have some of that. Then he's been pretty crap since, isn't he, really? 11 crosses the other day attempted. Not one went into a player. They kept hitting Aston Villa's left back or being cleared out by Tyrone Mings. So, I don't dislike Cedric. I don't think he's a bad player. But at the same time, have we seen enough of him to warrant giving him a 4-year deal? Probably not. So it's a bit of a baffling one. I'm not disappointed that he's here if he's the backup to Ainsley Maitland-Niles next season. But I'll give Cedric I don't really know what to give him. It's hard, isn't it? He's only played a couple of games. I don't know. What should we give him? You decide. You decide in the chat. Should we give him a 4? You lot are saying 4s and 3s. Yeah, we'll go. Some of you are saying 5s. Should we just go 4? We'll go with a 4. Yeah, he's shown a little bit. He's shown that he can get forward. Can he cross? Clearly not. Can he defend? Well, he looked a little bit iffy against Villa. Let's move on to Hector Bellerin. Hector Bellerin. Remember, this is based off a whole season of which he only played half of it. His first game back was December against Chelsea. Dropped Maitland-Niles and put Bellerin in. I was having kittens. People were screen grabbing it and sticking it all around social media. He scored the equaliser. It's a fair play to him. He got us a draw in a game that we probably shouldn't have drawn in the end because we had 10 men. But take that goal out, he has been crap for the rest of the season that he's played. Other than the Man City game in the semi-final where I thought he was having a pretty poor one, but he rectified himself in that. But over the course of a season, this guy just genuinely hasn't been good enough. Gaping holes, doesn't track runners. And like I said, it's going to sound harsh comparing Cedric to him after Cedric's played 3 games or whatever it is, but Bellerin gets a 2. Not good enough for this football club. Go and strap yourself to a tree, mate. Greenpeace are calling. Let's move on to the centre-backs. Rob Holding, I'm going to give him a 2 as well. Very poor. Very, very poor. And I'm a little bit gutted for him, if I'm honest, because he had that big injury when he was playing really well and he was really making a stand in the team. And he then got that big injury. Come back in, I think the first game he played was up at Anfield in that game, 5-5. And since then, he got the runaround by Divock Origi that day. And since then, he's been pretty bang average, isn't he, really? Let's be real. Based on this season too, not good enough. Not good enough. And that's a player that we could potentially get 20 million quid for. So, see ya. Thanks for the memories. It's time to say goodbye. Thank you, Jack, as well, for your super chat. I can't pin it 'cause it's gone, but I can see it, mate. So we have Leno. Can we have Leno at Palace? You don't rate him. You can have Leno at Palace, mate. Definitely. You can have him if you give us 20, 30 million quid. But thanks for your super chat, mate. Appreciate that. And yeah, hold him. Sorry, not good enough, man. Callum Chambers, another one. He was really making a stand in the team, in the first team, and getting game time. And a player that at the start of the season, I was arguing with Chig week in, week out, like, why is this geezer playing? Ain't good enough. And he started playing more often. He kept coming in, back into the team again. He got a hat-trick of assists against Forest in the cup game. Not that I'm basing his defensive ability on assist stats, but I do think that he had a pretty good season. And then, lo and behold, he gets injured. So I'm going to give him, for his season, I'm going to give him a 6. I was toying with a 7, but I'm going to give him a 6. And again, another one that, will he stay? Will he go? Could we get money for him? Of course we can. We can get decent dough for him. But I don't know whether he's going to make it at Arsenal, man. And he definitely ain't good enough to win us a title. So on that basis, we probably should sell him. Let's move on to Socrates. I'm going to give him a 2. Barely played this season. When he has, he's looked an absolute liability. Apart, funny enough, from being at right back. 2, not good enough. Done all right last season under Emery. Not good enough this season. Pablo Marie, seen a couple of games from him. We give him a 4. Not seen enough to warrant a full season's worth of score. Who else have I missed centre-back wise? Oh, yeah, hey, we go with Mustafi. He's been our best centre-back. That's not even a debate for me. I've said it all season. He has been head and shoulders our best centre-back, which when you think about it, is quite worrying. The fact that he's been absolutely class in pretty much 80% of the games. I know he had a cock-up at Chelsea. I know he's had other cock-ups this season. But on the balance of play over a full season, he has been the least of our worries at centre-back. Even under Unai Emery, he wasn't this season that poor. He was actually pretty damn decent. And I was saying it even before Emery got sacked. Mustafi's playing all right. He's actually done all right. Every week I'm going, Mustafi again's our best player in defence. Mustafi. I'm giving him an 8. I don't even care. He's had a good season, Mustafi. And do you know what I like about Mustafi? The fact that he gets more abuse than Granit Xhaka and he ain't said nothing. He's just rolled his socks up, rolled his sleeves up and said, you know what? I know I'm pretty average, but I'm going to give it everything. And this season, credit to him, he has. It's not helped us get anywhere higher than 8th. But I'm going to give him an 8 because I think he's actually been our best centre-back by a country mile. I know you lot are going mad in the chat as well. I'm just being honest. I'm giving him 7s and 8s pretty much every week in player ratings. So why wouldn't I give him an 8 on season ratings? Because he is easily our best centre-back this season. Let's move on to David Luiz. Let me just sip on my nice cool can of beer. 0. Not good enough. Chelsea reject. 5 penalties conceded in the Premier League. And is he still a Chelsea player? Just fraudulently found his way in the Arsenal team. He's had 1 good performance this season, and that was the Cup semi-final, where I gave him a 10 out of 10. Other than that, he has been absolutely crap all season. 0. Not good enough. Bye. And like I said earlier, if he's part of the process that I'm supposed to be trusting, we're doomed. Let's move on. I think I've done all the centre-backs. Let's move on. Did I miss any centre-backs? I don't think I did. If I did, tell me in the chat. I don't think I have. Let's move on to Kolasinac. Thomas the Tank. Choo-choo. Not good enough. Rubbish footballer. The worst free signing this club has made. Crap footballer. It is probably an understatement. I'm going with 1. And the only reason I'm going with a 1 is because he's played at centre-back a few times this season, when really he's not even a left-back. He's a left wing-back, and he's played at centre-back probably more times than he's played in his actual position this season. So it's the only reason he gets a 1. Otherwise, he would have been getting 0 as well. Let's move on to my guy, Kieran Tierney. I'm not going to be biased with him either. I'm genuinely not, because I don't work like that. If you play well, you play well. If you play shit, you play shit. I'll say it as it is. And he's had games where he's looked a little bit out of his depth. I had people cussing me when I said that he was getting the runaround by Adama Traore. He was getting skinned a few times. People were sitting there going, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? The amount of times Adama done him, yeah, but then couldn't cross because he ain't got no end product. And he was getting ripped. Then Maitland-Niles came on and plugged that gap real quick. He came in, Tierney, got a lot of assists real quick. It was like bend it like Beckham settings. He scored at the weekend as well. And I think overall, playing at left centre-back and playing at left-back and playing left wing-back, I actually think he's had a really good season. I'm going with an 8. I'm genuinely really excited to see this boy at the club. And he's been one of the shining lights of this season. And long may that continue, because we have got a proper player there as well. So I'm going to give him an 8, which is on par with Mustafi. I think them two have been head and shoulders our best defensive players this season. Let's move on to Saka. He's my player of the season. Unbelievable performance from him this season. Yeah, and again, when I'm wrong, I will hold my hands up. And if you go all the way back to the start of the season, Chig was loving off Saka, loving him off. And I was sitting there going, Chig, I don't think he's good enough to start games, you know. And we were going to and fro, arguing. After about 10 games, I was like, boy, this boy is actually really good. And he's kicked on. He's been absolutely superb. Yeah, 10 out of 10. 100% committed to this football club now as well. Deserves a pay rise. He's one of the few players at this football club that does deserve a pay rise. And it's kind of strange that he ain't played much since he's got his contract. But all day long, 10 out of 10. What a player. Keep your head down. Do the same again next season. Brilliant first season from him. Let's move on into midfield. Granit Xhaka. I think a lot of people have been blinded by this little comeback since the whole telling the fans to jog on. Well, I'm not, because I think a lot of people have forgotten how crap he actually is because he's had a couple of good games. I shared a tweet earlier. If you look on one of their attacks, he goes to try and play an offside. He's tracking the player back. He then looks across the line at David Luiz, tries to play an offside. The geezer carries on because he ain't offside, and then he just walks all the way back. Not good enough. I don't care if he's had 7, 8, 9 games in a row where he's been all right. When he's been all right, I've said he's been all right, and I've given him 7s and 8s. I'm basing him on a whole season, the same as everyone else. Not good enough for this football club. 3 out of 10. See ya. Bye. Go to Hertha Berlin, mate. Lucas Torreira. I'm going to give him a 2. Crap. What a shocking season. Every time he's come on recently or played, he just looks like he's trying to get himself sent off. Like, real talk, what is the matter with the guy? Yeah? Oh, but he pocketed Messi in the World Cup. Okay, mate, good one. 2. Not good enough, Torreira. Not good enough. Cash in. Guendouzi. Guendouzi. This is a weird one because I do like the kid's energy and I do like the way he can drop a shoulder and go past people. But ultimately, he ain't good enough. Yeah, and it's all well and good running around like a headless chicken and throwing yourself into tackles and, you know, not and falling over on the floor and stuff like that. Not good enough. I do like Guendouzi. I do think he's got something special there, but I'm not quite sure how you bring that out of him. He's not good enough, man. And he's a player that we can get a lot of money for. So why not sell him? I'm going to give him a 3. The same as Xhaka. Not good enough. Dani Ceballos. Dani Ceballos. This is a tough one as well because he ain't really shown much until the last 5 to 10 games where he's actually looked really good. And are we keeping him? I don't know. I'm not too sure. But based off the whole season and how many games he's played, how many minutes he's played, how many times he's actually impressed me, how many times he's not tracked runners, how many times he's not done anything. But then adding in since we come out of lockdown back into football, where he was the only guy at Aston Villa who made any tackles in the first half, I'm going to give him a 5. I think that he's kind of swerved me because I think since we've come back to football, he's been probably a 7 or an 8. But before that, he was probably a 3. He weren't good enough. So on that balance, I'm going to give him a 5. I think that's all of our midfield. Oh, Joe Willock. Joe Willock. Oh, dear. Joe Willock. What do I do with Willock? He scored a goal against Southampton. He set up a goal the other day as well. He's played right wing back. He's played right wing. He's played centre mid. He's played DM. I don't really know, man. Joe Willock. I'll give him a 4. No, I won't. I'm giving him a 3. I'm giving him a 3. There was a game against Norwich. He went both goals against Norwich. He didn't even bother tracking back. Other games he doesn't bother tracking back. Tottenham as well. He didn't bother. There's just so many games this boy don't track back. 3. No, I'm going 3. I'm sticking with it. Mesut Ozil. 0. Bye-bye. Leave. See ya. Take your PR team with you. Take all the Ozil teams with you. Get out. Close the door on the way out. I think that's all of the midfielders. Let's go with Martinelli. Martinelli, I'm going to give him an 8. 8 for me. I think he came in, hit the ground running real quick, scored the goal at Stamford Bridge, legged it the whole length of the pitch. Everyone was loving life. And then guess what? Oh, yes, you're benched. Why? Why did we bench him? He was our player of the month in January. We didn't see him again until we played Olympiacos when we then got knocked out. And by the way, he was on the pitch for about 2 minutes and set up Aubameyang's bicycle kick. He done more in that 2 minutes than Lacazette did in about 106. So I think he's had a really good first season, Martinelli. Gutted that he's injured. And I did say at the very start of the season when we were linked to the guy, I got a little bit of a heads up off of somebody I know who told me the boy's absolutely class. He's going to be a superstar. So yeah, I fed that on, and it's turned out that he potentially is. He's been superb, isn't he? I love his attitude. I love his work rate. I think he's been class, man. And I'm just gutted that he hasn't played enough, any more games this season, because I don't know why, but we just sit him on the bench. It makes no sense to me. You score against Chelsea. How many minutes has he played since then before he got injured? Probably about 30. Kind of sad, really. But 8. Let's move on to Nicolas Pepe. First season in the Premier League. This guy kind of divides opinion, doesn't he? Arsenal fans think he's amazing. Other Arsenal fans think he's crap. He's a flop. He's overrated. He's this and that. My thoughts on him are, he's been all right. He's been all right. You can see there's some class in him there. He's got something special. But when your manager's saying that you need consistency and then he's benching you after every time you score a goal, oh, you score against Brighton, you're benched. You score against West Ham, you're benched. You score against United, oh yeah, guess what? You're benched. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Other games, like the weekend, he has looked absolutely crap. But I want to see him start every week next season. Play him for 12, 15 games straight, and we'll see how good he actually is. Let him play his way out of the team. I'm going to give him a 6. He's chipped in with, 9 goals, 8 assists so far. He's had some brilliant moments, 2 goals against Victoria, the goal against Brighton, the goal against United. He's had some good moments this season, but he's also had some crap ones. And I want to see him kick on next season. And I want to be in a position where I'm sitting here next season going, he was our player of the season. But that's not obviously just down to me. That's down to him. It's down to the manager. So he's got to make sure he's undroppable. And I don't know how he does that, because every time he scores, he gets benched. So I don't know. But I'm going to give him a 6. Reece Nelson, 3. Not good enough, mate. Not good enough. In fact, I think that's even too high. I'd say maybe 2. Let's go 2. I don't think he's been good enough. 1 league goal all season. He was the pet project when Arteta first came in, wasn't he? Oh, I'm going to make him the next Sterling. Well, you're not, because he ain't got the technical ability of Sterling. He hasn't got the drive and determination of Sterling by the looks of it. And he ain't good enough. Real talk. I don't dislike him. I actually thought he'd be one of the ones that come from Hal End that would actually kick on and have a career at Arsenal. It don't look like that's happening. And if I was the club, I'd sell him. 2 out of 10. Eddie Nketiah. I'm going to give Eddie a 3. And I think even that's too high, but I'm going to stick with it. I'll give him a 3. He showed glimpses. I don't necessarily blame him for being forced back off loan. Wasn't good enough to get in Leeds United's team week in, week out. I keep hearing that Aubameyang can't play up front because he can't hold the ball up. Well, this kid definitely can't hold the ball up. He's not had a great season, really, has he, for us? I know he came back in January, but if I was the club, I would have just loaned him out to Aston Villa or somewhere because they wanted him. Forest, Sheffield United, Bristol, they all wanted him. I would have loaned him out. Ultimately, I don't think he's going to make it. And playing him on the right wing, I mean, you're not really helping him, are you? Come on, let's be real here. He struggles up front, let alone banging him out on the right wing. Yeah, I'm going to stick with a 3 only based on the fact that he's just constantly played. It's like just constantly played up front against. I remember against Wolves, he's got 3 centre backs on him. What do you expect him to do? You know, yes, he runs around. Yes, he tries. He's going to give everything. Of course, he is. But you have to put the ball in the back of the net, and he ain't done that in the games that he's had. I don't necessarily blame him for it all. I don't think he should be starting football matches up front. I'm giving him a 3. Let's move on to Lacazette. Well, he's managed to get double digits this season somehow. He's pulled it out the bag. But again, ultimately, not good enough. He was our player of the season last season. He's nowhere near it this season. Looked disinterested for half the season. And yes, he's got ability. Yes, he runs around. Yes, he's got work rate. But I'd expect you to have work rate if you're a £50 million footballer on 160 grand a week. I'd run around all day long. Yeah, they should all have work rate. That should be non-negotiable, as Mikel Arteta says. I think he's had a crap season, but he has hit double figures. So I've upgraded him from a 3 to a 4, but I want him sold. Get rid. See ya. Not good enough. You're not good enough to win us anything in terms of title. Yes, you might help us win the FA Cup. Hopefully after that we sell him. Aubameyang. Very close to being my player of the season. I know how many goals he scored before you start moaning. But Saka is my player of the season. But Aubameyang gets a 9 out of 10. And again, I was going to give him a 10. But he's missed a couple of decent sitters this season. I know he's brought out some world-class moments against Olympiacos. What a goal. His goal yesterday, the overhead. What a finish. You know, he scores against Tottenham every time we play him pretty much. He's been brilliant this season. The one thing I've marked him down on is the fact that, firstly, he's played on the wing, which isn't his fault. So that's not why I've marked him down. But I just think that he puts his head down too much. Like the other day, he's looking around at Villa Park like, putting his hands on his hips, just looking around. And I know it must be frustrating the life out of him that he is head and shoulders the top goal scorer at that football club. And he must just be looking around going, you lot are a bunch of crap footballers. So it must be frustrating for him. But there's other games where he don't do anything. If he doesn't score, he don't do anything in the game. You know, and that's why I've marked him down. Over the course of this whole season, yes, again, 22 goals is phenomenal. Considering we've only created the fourth highest, sorry, we've created the fourth lowest chances in the Premier League this season. And he's second top goal scorer in the league. So that's credit to him. It's also credit to him that he's been played on the left wing, which I think is an absolute waste. So, so yeah, for me, 9 out of 10. I think that's everyone. Let's go to the managers. Oh dear, buckle up, people. Unai Emery. Unai Emery. This guy seems to be the scapegoat for Arsenal Football Club, doesn't he? It's all Unai's fault. Well, it's not though, is it? Because when he was sacked, we were 8th. 1 point off 5th. 8 points off 4th. Where did we finish all them games later? 25 games later. Oh, yeah. We finished 8th. The same position we were in when you sacked him. I don't get it. I don't get why he's the scapegoat. Well, I do get it because everyone's knocking one out for Arteta at the moment. But when he was sacked, Man United and Tottenham were below us. In fact, Tottenham were 14th and they finished 6th. Man United were, I think, 9th or 10th. They were level on points with us the day we sacked Emery. And they've gone on to finish 3rd. I do think that it was probably time for him to go. But for him to be the scapegoat for this season is just laughable. It's just a weak-ass mentality for people that just want to jizz all over Arteta. It's as simple as that. But with that being said, the results weren't fantastic. But where's this trust the process? Because yesterday, Watford had 18 shots on goal against us at the Emirates, which is one of the reasons a lot of people didn't like Unai Emery. Because, oh, we concede too many shots. We don't create anything. Well, it's been exactly the same this season under Freddie and Arteta. So why didn't we just stick with the guy that's proven, won trophies? He was the most successful manager when we got him in terms of the last 4 seasons in trophies. And he's been scapegoated so badly by a lot of this fan base because they're just twerking for Arteta based on absolutely fuck all apart from he sat next to Pep. That's it. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. But with that being said, I'm going to give Emery a 4 for this season. Let's move on to Freddie Ljungberg. Freddie, sadly, I'm going to give him a 3. 5 points out of 15. Wifey's giving me daggers. She loves Freddie. We love you, Freddie. He gets a 3. 5 points out of 15. The only reason he gets a 3 is because he played Martinelli, Aubameyang up front, and Pepe in a game. The only game they've played all season together in that formation. And they all scored. Not rocket science, is it? Shut up. So he gets a 3. He was always going to be the stopgap. Arteta, the moment you've all been waiting for. Mikel Arteta. Well, he took us over when we were 10th, I think, or 11th, and we finished 8th. Your missus has a crush on Freddie. She did back in the day, mate. Real talk. But people can sit here and say that Mikel Arteta inherited a crap squad. Okay, cool. Understandable. It is a crap squad. So pick the best players of that crap squad to play every week. You play Lacazette for 9 games straight without a goal. Then he scores 2 goals and you drop him. What's that all about? Maitland-Niles was your go-to guy at right back. But as soon as the Zoolander gets fit again, oh, you're benched. No, in fact, you're not even benched anymore. You're not in the squad because Zoolander gets back in. Begged Granit Xhaka to stay. Didn't want to sell Ozil on deadline day to Qatar, to Al Sadd, I think it is, because we couldn't replace him. Well, Gunnosaurus would have done fucking better. Begged Eddie Nketiah to come back off loan to play him on the right wing. Really? Okay. Martinelli, player of the month for January, didn't get seen again till March. Kolasinac came on yesterday and I was baffled. Right? Cool. You want to go 5 at the back? You're inviting pressure and all that? Fair enough. That's entirely up to you. Cool. But why not put Kieran Tierney at left centre-back and put Kolasinac left wing-back? Instead, you've put a dopey twat at centre-back and a decent left centre-back who can play left-back and left wing-back because he's a proper footballer, you've kept out on the wing. I don't get it. Olympiacos, if Wenger was manager, would still be in the competition, let alone if Emery was here. Some of his substitutes have been baffling. Genuinely don't get the hype around this guy. You know, you're bringing on Joe Willock the other night and playing him right wing back when you've got Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Bellerin on the bench. You played Eddie on the right wing when you've got Reece and Pepe there. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Yeah, I'm honestly baffled. I will say this. Yeah, I love listening to the way he speaks. I think the way he speaks in press conferences is saying what I think. Yeah, I want to make Arsenal great. It's not good enough winning the FA Cup and finishing 8th. I want to challenge for a title. Cool. Now do what's required to challenge for a title. Drop that geezer in midfield that's a liability and got the turning circle of a ship. Flog him. Don't beg him. Flog him. Now flog Mustafi, Socrates, and all these others. All I keep hearing is, oh, but he needs a transfer window. Oh, yeah, did he not have the January one where he signed 2 Crocs and then gave David Luiz a new deal? Did he not have that? That must have been a figment of my imagination. I just don't get it, man. I genuinely don't get it. And I just look at it and I think, yes, you've done some good things. Everyone wetting their knickers because we beat Liverpool. The only way to beat Liverpool is park the bus. Fact. The only way to beat Man City is to park the bus. Fact. Yes, you have to have the mental strengths, like Arsene Wenger used to speak about. Yes, you have to have the opportunity, the other end, and when you get it, you have to take it. Yes, we did that in both them games. But let's be real. The blueprint for beating Liverpool or Man City, 99% of the time, is sit with 5 defenders in the box and your 2 DMs sat on top of them and your goalkeeper. 8 players in the box. We used to criticise Unai Emery for doing that at home to Watford. We did that yesterday. We did that at Aston Villa. We did that against Brighton. We've done it a lot this season. So, listen, Arteta, cool. Carry on. Do what you're doing. At the end of the day, I don't personally believe that this guy's good enough to get us anywhere near where he says he thinks he can. All the time, based off of what I've seen in terms of begging these players to stay, picking the wrong team every week, weird substitutions at 79 minutes gone when you're 1-0 down or 2-0 down or whatever. Most points from losing positions dropped us, other than West Ham. You know, yes, we've won the 3rd or 4th most points from losing positions, but pick the right team. Yesterday, that team that he picked was 1 player shy of the team that I picked. And lo and behold, we're 3-0 up. It's not rocket science, is it? Yes, they conceded a goal right on half-time or just near half-time. But then when you're bringing on Kolasinac and going 5 at the back, and bringing on Torreira, who's done fuck all season. I'm sorry, I don't get it, mate. I genuinely don't get it. And people will see this eventually. And when they do, they're gonna come and apologise. Well, actually, maybe they won't, because they'd never apologised to Claude when he called Emery out after the Europa League final. So, and everyone see it then. Claude see it then. I've seen this with Arteta since he's been here. I didn't want him. Still don't want him. I still don't think he's good enough. If we win the FA Cup, it changes fuck all in terms of player personnel. But it will with the majority of this fan base, which is why we never move on. We won the FA Cup under Arsene Wenger. I was there the last time he won it, 2017. The Jizz Fest. Oh my God, Saka was amazing. Play Mesut Ozil every week, we'll win everything. Hector Bellerin, give him the armband. Lacazette. Oh, these players are amazing. They're fucking shit. Let's be real. And the quicker people start waking up and seeing it, the quicker we might actually get some proper players at the club, because all the time the club see on social media, everyone's sucking off Bellerin and Xhaka and all these other players. They're just going to go, well, the fan base is happy. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry. Just keep Bellerin, mate. Keep him. Yeah, keep him. Why do you think Chelsea constantly evolve, constantly change it up, constantly buy proper players, constantly win stuff, yeah, and constantly get in the top four? Because their fan base have been used to winning year in, year out. And as soon as they don't get a trophy, get him out, get all that squad out and go and buy some more. All we do is go, oh, well, we won the FA Cup. Give him another go. Give him another go. Granit Xhaka has been here, and since he's been here, we've not been in the Champions League. Same with Mustafi. Same with Lacazette. We can say the same about Aubameyang, although Aubameyang's done above and beyond what he was probably supposed to do. All these players are not good enough, man. They're genuinely not good enough. And it doesn't change if we win the FA Cup. But at the same time, Mikel Arteta is ultimately involved in picking that starting 11 every single week. And not once since December has he picked the starting 11 that I personally think is good enough to be the starting 11 out of what we have. So it's all well and good blaming the players. You've also got to blame the manager at some point. Have I even scored him yet? I don't think I did I? So I'm going to give him, I gave Emery a 4. Did I give him a 4? Yeah, I gave Emery a 4, Freddie a 3. I'm giving Arteta a 5. Yeah, not good enough. Bang average. I've seen way too much already to know that he ain't the man. Anyway, let's get into some of your comments and questions. This has been waffling for 38 minutes. Big up Vegas Gunner. Hi, Lee. Would you consider selling Leno to raise funds or strengthen other areas? We could get a cheap backup and promote Martinez. I would, because I think he's massively overrated. And thank you for that, mate. Appreciate that. Arsenal lack creativity. Yes, they do. But if you went with Saka at number 10, or his golden boy, the pet project Reece at number 10, we might not. You could put Martinelli at number 10, couldn't you? Really? You could even put Lacazette at number 10, and then you could go with Saka at number 10, Martinelli, Pepe, and Aubameyang. Then you could have Lacazette coming off the bench, which is where he's actually better, coming off the bench, and we'd probably be better. I don't get it, man. I genuinely don't get it. Will you be doing watch-alongs for the 2021 season? I'll be doing watch-alongs for everything, mate. I'm the watch-along king, baby. And I'll be doing a watch-along. That reminds me, I'll be doing a watch-along for both the championship games this week, the playoffs. So yeah, make sure you come and check that out. Kroenke is not spending money. Well, there's a myth that's going to be blown out of the water, my friend. We're the third highest spenders in the Premier League in the last 3 years. So I've just popped that balloon. Also, in the last 5 years, we've spent £27 million less than Liverpool. There's another myth gone. Leicester City's whole first 11 cost less than Mesut Ozil. There's another myth gone. So people can blame the owner all they like. Oh, he needs backing. Bollocks. Play the right players in the right positions and then sell the crap. That is where the biggest issue is, the crap. And until we sell the crap, we're just going to go round and round in circles. It's not about who we bring in. It's about who we get rid of this summer. And that, for me, is more important than who we bring in. Because if Bellerin, Xhaka, Mustafi, despite having a good season, Ozil, Lacazette, and all these other players that are not good enough are still here next season, enjoy 8th again next season. Because we ain't getting top 4. The top 4 this season will be the same next season. That ain't even a question of a doubt. Then you've got Leicester and Tottenham a go again. Then you've got Wolves that will go again. You know, we're up against it next season. We have got to bin a lot of this dross. Granit Xhaka, I'm calling it now, will be club captain next season. Calling it now. So there we go. Let's read some hot mics out because you've all been waiting patiently. Yeah, man, stuck in the past. I'm not as old as you, but I have some sense. Thank you, Elijah. Appreciate that. Let's do some more of these. Arteta picks a YouTuber over Maitland-Niles. Well, what is he? He's a jack of all trades, old Bellerin, and a master of fucking none of them. I don't really get it. I genuinely don't get it. Hopefully he's one of the first out. Arteta is a 4 or 5. He's done some good, but too many mistakes. There's a lot of petulant kids in our squad. Unfortunately, they threw Emery under the bus, and now they're trying a little bit. Yeah, well, they might be trying. They'll soon throw Arteta under the bus next season as well, and that's why they should be gone. Lundberg 5 says Cole. Arteta a 7 as well, he said, and an Emery 4 for you. Let's read some more of these out before they all go. There's so many comments coming in. You lot are mad. 900 people watching nearly as well. So do smash the likes up. Do subscribe if you're new as well. And do download HOTMIC, because the 2 watch-alongs I'm doing in midweek, I will be streaming on HOTMIC, and also the cup final, which I'm going to be in Seville for. I'm going to Seville this weekend. So yeah, I can't wait for that, although it is 41 degrees there, and it's about 35 degrees at night. So thank God, fingers crossed. I think it's got aircon. I've really enjoyed your shows this season. Thank you very much, Jordan. Appreciate it. I just say what I see, man. I don't play up to crowds. I don't ride on a wave and then ride it back when it turns the other way. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Yeah, it's as simple as that. If I don't think Saka's going to make it at Arsenal this season, I'm going to say it. When he does make it, I'll hold my hands up and go, do you know what? I fucked that up, didn't I? Like I did this season. If Mikel Arteta somehow turns my opinion around, then we're doing all right, aren't we? But I don't see it, mate. I genuinely don't. Big up my guy. Yes, with Kieran Tierney, baby. When I die, I want Arsenal players to lie in my coffin so they can let me down one more time. You're hilarious. Thank you for that, mate. How's Tricks, baby? Tillemans is 40 million. Okay, cool. Well, before this season, their squad. In fact, if you go back to Liverpool, Leicester's whole squad now, and go all the way back to 2016 when they won the league, from 2016 they've overhauled everyone by 4 players. Yeah, they spent 140 million quid in doing so. We spent more than that last summer. Cronky out, says Leicester fan Georgie. Are you excited to see a proper number 10 in Smith Rowe next season? Well, it'd be better to watch him than it will the superstar who just can't be asked to play football anymore. He's more interested in Fortnite. Maybe Kolasinac could go and be his streaming partner. So you're doing a playoff watch along today. Is there one today? What? When? Since what? Nah. No. Is there one today? Real talk. Let me have a look. Championship fixtures. Let's have a look. Is there actually one today? Oh, there fucking is. Cardiff Fulham. No, I'm not doing one today. It's too late now. I haven't eaten yet. We'll be doing Brentford Swansea tomorrow. I didn't realise there was one today, mate. Real talk. Yeah, I didn't realise that. Yeah, I'll be doing Brentford Swansea tomorrow, and then I'll do the one on Thursday as well. And then we'll be doing the Wednesday and Thursday, and then we'll be doing the playoff final on next Monday. Obviously, the Arsenal game at the weekend as well. But there we go. Yeah, I won't be doing it tonight, lads. Sorry, I didn't realise it was on. Otherwise, I would have done this a lot earlier and I would have done it. But I'm starving, man. I need to get some food. Luiz is the worst signing ever, but he scored more goals than Xhaka. Oh, dear. There you go. How many goals did he get this season, David Luiz? 2? Sound like that, innit? Let's do a few more. Big up, Jack. Thank you for that, mate, Jack. I know you hate Ozil, but do you think it could work in a false 9? I'm playing centre with Aubameyang, Saka either side of him. No, bruv, no way. That guy is done at this football club. He's been done at this football club since I called him out in 2017. And you could have him down at Palace, mate. Don't expect him to track back, though, bruv. Because that ain't happening. Xhaka is West Ham level, says Tasno. Evening, buddy. Grealish 80 million is going to United, says Connor. Evening to you. Let's do a couple more. Check your Twitch. I haven't checked it for ages, if I'm being honest. I don't even know if I'm eligible for their program or anything, mate. But yeah, I'll have a little look. And I'm not neglecting you. I can see you, baby. The comments are coming in rapid. So yeah, I will. Yeah, look. Oh, see, look, I can see you all. They're coming in now. They're coming in quick time. Ozil or Havertz? I'll take you over Ozil, bruv. Let's do 2 more. Keep not spamming my chat on Twitch as well. Thing is that upsets me about some players is the lack of fight. When you earn that much money, you should fight for everything. I 100% agree with you, Cole. I think that a lot of this squad are a disgrace. Yeah, and when David Luiz is coming out giving it all of that after we beat Man City the other day, yeah, going, oh yeah, well, I've had a lot of stick this season and I've come through the other side and I'm glad I put a good performance in. And then you go and give another fucking penalty away. Shut up. Seriously, stop talking, man. Like, I'm just sick of this squad. And if I see Bellerin, Xhaka, Mustafi, Luiz, well, we know Luiz is going to be here. It's just going to be the same again next season. So get your seatbelt on, click it in, and buckle up because Arteta's at the wheel. And he's already signed up David Luiz to a new deal. He signed up Pablo Mari. We don't know how good he is. And he signed up Cedric Suarez. Is he any good? We don't know about that either, really, do we? So Stones is linked. Mustafi's potentially signing a new deal. Yeah, trust the process. And on that note, I'm going to end up finishing the stream off, I think. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this banter club don't get piped in the cup final at the weekend. If they do, then that'll top off what has been an absolutely dog shit season. Thank you very much to everyone who has joined live. If you haven't downloaded HOTMIC, do so right away. Link in the description. Go and do it now. Go and follow me on Facebook. Very close to 8,000 people on that page now. Still don't know how to use it, but thank you very much. It's been, what, 6 months, 7 months since I've had Facebook, 8,000 people on it. So pretty relentless. You can follow me on Twitter if you want. Not that I'll be using it that often during the off season. And if you want to follow my Instagram, the link for that's in the description as well. So we'll end on that. Thank you, Stephen. Subscribe to Stephen if you haven't as well already. Type his name into YouTube. Half of this squad is all fart and no poo. They can talk, but back it up. I'll be live tomorrow AM. There you go. Check Stephen out tomorrow. Thank you very much for that, buddy. Appreciate it as always. And all have a wonderful evening. I'm out of here. Latest, people.